That's right, guys. In today's spicy Minecraft hardcore video, I have some bad news. Actually, I have terrible news. If you guys been watching me for a while, you know that I used to have a hardcore world that we lost due to unfortunate events. Basically, the files got corrupted. And because of that, we started an entire new hardcore world, and this hardcore world has been amazing. It has been up until the most recent video of creating shulker box islands. Because with creating shulker box islands, we now have this where the world loads up slowly but surely until it gets to and then it could sit like this for about 2 days, and then I break my computer. And so with that being said, essentially the world is now trashed, and I didn't know that basically shulkers count as entities in and of themselves. So on top of the entire kingdom being right underneath these islands, I also now have, you know, thousands of shulker boxes up in the sky making up more entities. So now the world just freezes when you try to launch it. I've tried to wipe out that specific area, but then it kind of resets the chunk. It just becomes way too big of a process. However, because I am a professional at losing worlds, I started doing backups of the hardcore series. And so basically I created a backup before filming that last video, and basically after each video I do make a backup, but the most recent backup doesn't have the shulker island. So we're pretty much just continuing on without the shulker islands, I guess. We're gonna act like that last video never existed. But in today's video though, guys, we are going to be building up a nether hub, something that I've talked about doing for a very long time and that I never have. This is mostly because I'm insanely picky and I don't know exactly what I want out of a nether hub. However, I had a vision recently because I've been craving donuts, and that'll make sense later. Donuts it'll make sense, I swear. Now the only question is, do I want to build it on the roof, or do I want to build it down here where I can be able to fly in and out of it a lot easier? The only problem is that I am in a soul sand biome, which makes it less exciting to build in, I'll be honest. So this thing, yeah, let's be real, it's gonna be on the roof. And like most nether hubs, they look best when you make up all of the different biomes and stuff like that in the nether. So real quick, I'm gonna go back to the overworld after I quit banging my head around in the nether, and I'm gonna grab a few shulker boxes. So let's just, yeah, well, actually maybe make this color coordinated. So we're gonna get a blue biome, we're gonna get a red biome, and then we're gonna get a soul sand biome. So gray is depressing. Well, I guess technically, yeah, I guess we can do orange. I don't know. I trying to color coordinate, it's gonna make it more difficult than it needs to be. I'm just gonna need a lot of shulker boxes because this is gonna be a lot of different items. Oh my god, what are you doing here? Oh, someone waiting for me on the front door. As you guys know, this is a no loitering zone. Oh my god, that scared the crap out of me. Regardless, if I'm gonna be making up this entire thing out of different biomes, like I said, I'm gonna have to collect a lot of different biomes. All right, relax, bro. I'm trying to talk here. Want to get the clap? I'm gonna clap back. So here, real quick, we're gonna gather up a whole lot of soul sand and soul soil so we can be able to have plenty of that for this build. I'm trying to talk and it's just not coming out right. I need dew fill in my life. Anyone else just zone out and like you can't see anything and you're just swinging away and just nothing makes sense anymore? And of course, can't also forget about getting some of these bones, because these are a part of the soul sand biome. They're like pretty much the only thing that makes it look cool. There we go with a full shulker box of soul sand stuff. Now we're moving on to the next biome, which is pretty much just going to be the nether waste, because I mean, it's just honestly an easy biome. Let's be real. Nothing too special about it. Except these stupid gas. Oh, there we go. Oh, I thought I was going to bounce back, but I guess I'm not that cool. Either way, let's get a bunch of nether waste blocks, which is going to be like 3 different blocks. It's going to be netherrack, quartz, and some gold nuggets. And I mean, that pretty much makes up all of a nether waste. Let's be real here. There's nothing too special about it. But for the next biome, we're going to need a whole lot more stuff, because we need to get all this, what is this? Crimson nylium instead of just netherrack. And then plenty of these little things, these crimson fungi, because crimson fungi could grow up into the trees, and then I don't have to collect any of the tree block. And I can pretty much just bone meal all this stuff for the rest of the grass. So yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't really need to collect very many blocks for this either. Nylium just turns into basically everything. It grows the fungies, and then it also grows the trees. And that's pretty much the exact same thing for the warp forest as well. The warp nylium just kind of turns into everything else. So I just need some blocks, and literally like basically dirt blocks. But for the last biome, it's gonna be a little bit different because it's the basalt biome, and the basalt biome is much harder to get a lot of blocks for it because there's just so much lava. Literally look at all those fields of lava. Try to find like a nice dense area like this where I can be able to freely just mine up a bunch of blocks and hopefully not have lava poured on my head. And now that the gathering phase is out of the way, now it's on to constructing this entire nether hub. Now for building this thing up, my goal here is to try to keep the portal in the exact same spot so that I don't gotta deal with like any relinking or anything later. I wanted it a little bit raised off of the old bedrock so that I don't have to worry about, you know, the the donut attaching to it, because like I said, this thing is going to be shaped kind of like a donut. I just got donuts on my mind. Anyone else just get that way sometimes, where it's like, yo, donut? Also, just something about round things in Minecraft. Let's be real, round things in Minecraft always look way more my English way more better than yours. So now we got a new portal all set up. Now it's time to just give her a little test, make sure it's linked up with my home portal, which it is. So there we go. So now I can tear down the old one and get rid of it. Now for transforming this thing into what I'm envisioning, I'm gonna try to make kind of like a runway like this on each side of the portal. There's some glass wrapped around it like that, so I could easily get around it. There we go, just like that. Now this is technically going to be a 3 portal setup with what I'm envisioning. So here, what I'm going to try to do real quick is build up another portal at the lowest point of this donut. I'm just going to keep saying donut, but in reality, it's more like a tube, I guess, right? I don't know. You'll see how it turns out. At each of the ends, I need a really big portal, but I need to make sure that it's centered. So it needs to be 2 in the middle, because unfortunately, no matter what, you have to make a square portal in Minecraft. You can't make it a round portal, but you can make it look round by, you know, just covering up the obsidian and stuff, which is kind of the goal right now. But I think I might have made this a little bit too low. Yeah, it's gonna look more like a vertical rectangle. Yep, no, this ain't it. Let me just real quick tear this down and rebuild it. There we go. Now we got our 2 giant portals on each side of the what's gonna basically be a donut, but it's a tube at the same time. But each end is gonna look like a donut. Trust me, I'm a donut professional. So now I can just light up both of these. These will be mostly for the aesthetic. I'll be completely honest. I'll just be flying through them to go into my main portal, even though these will probably just link up totally fine to the overworld. I just don't want to deal with it. Now my goal for this thing though is to make it a circle. Now to make it a circle, it's gonna be pretty difficult. However, I also want to blend all the biomes together on each side of this thing and also make it a tube all the way back, which is going to make it even more difficult. Let's see exactly how this is going to go, because I don't know if it's going to go well. There we go. Now it's starting to look a little bit more like a circle. I need to kind of like round out the top a little bit more, like right there, but it's starting to turn out a little bit better. I also need to bolster out these sides, actually. Never would have guessed making a circle would have been this hard right now. Maybe it's just because I'm like running on my last 2 brain cells, but I'll still get it done. This thing's gonna look good. Gotta trust the process. That's all it is, guys. Just trust the process. All right, now let's see how the donut turned out. There we go. Now it's starting to look actually a lot rounder. It's kind of hiding majority of the obsidian. So the goal here is that when I'm flying up to the portal, I can easily just zip right on through, just like so, go through a portal, call it a day. But I still need to do this side, and I already just, you know, got a hemorrhoid trying to round out the other side. So now I need to do this. Okay, let's do it. There we go. Now that we got that one all rounded out, it's looking pretty good. I blended together the basalt biome with the soul sand, and then that side's gonna obviously be warped and crimson. And then I figured for the middle, we'll kind of like blend these biomes into another waste that'll kind of meet in the middle. But before that, maybe we decorate these a little bit and actually like kind of get it going. So here, let's just real quick. There we go. That looks much better. I couldn't really do much with the bone block, I'll be honest. It just looks kind of ugly. Now this side I think turned out okay, but I think this side is going to be even better, but it's going to be much trickier actually being able to decorate this side. So let's see what we can do with it. The other side's obviously way easier. There's like 3 different blocks over here, but this side is going to have like trees and grass and other stuff. Definitely be a much more challenging. So let's go all the way up to the top real quick. And I need to try to replace just a bunch of these top blocks with crimson nylon on this side. Then I also wanted to try to bone meal some of this so I could be able to get some grass and then a little bit of these warts so that I could be able to grow these things. Maybe we could be able to, it's too big. That's what I was worried about. I wanted to build my own, but at the same time, I'm way too lazy to build my own tree. And then now look at this. This thing is huge. All right, let's tear it down. And there we go. Now we got some trees up here. I made a custom little one and then a custom tiny one, actually. Then we got our crimson nylium on top with a little bit of grass and also right here inside of the actual donut. But now I need to set up the entire right side, which is going to be warped. We're pretty much going to do the exact same thing. And then having that red right next to the blue is probably going to look mighty crispy. All right, YOLO, I'm going to gamble another tree. We're going to see, and it's actually not that bad. You know what? Here, I'll just give it a little haircut. I'll shape it out a little bit, but otherwise this isn't too bad. See, blue tree, best tree. No way you're going to ever change my mind. And there we go. Now we got our warp trees on top as well as our crimson ones. Got the donut perfectly shaped. I'm vibing with this now. Now the next big thing that we need to do is actually attach each side of this and then blend it together in the middle so that the middle will be mostly just nether waste, and then we'll be adding like our gold nuggets and stuff like that. So here, let me just stretch it all the way out like this to attach it. I'll just do this about a million times and then I'll kind of blend it together. And officially the entire thing is done being decorated, but first we must go to the overworld real quick before we get to the reveal, of course, because we got to name some things in the kingdom after some subscribers. And starting off, the first thing that we're going to be naming is a blacksmith, and that's going to be Connor Boy, because Connor Boy is new to the kingdom, new to the channel. Welcome, Connor Boy. You're now a blacksmith, a hardworking blacksmith. Up next, I need to grab an aminal real quick, which, I mean, we'll just grab a little sheepers and bring you down the hill very carefully, nice and slow. Don't want to crunch any legs other than my own. I'm going to take the sheep and put it inside the plains biome over here and then give it the name Alex's Pillow Fort. There we go, because Alex just wanted to be literally anything in the tunnel of biomes, and that I can respect. The tunnel of biomes, this is beautiful. Honestly, I could just hang out in here all day. There's something about the green and the blues. But enough about that. And the last thing that we're going to be naming in the kingdom, I'm going to need some netherite for it and a couple of diamonds, because I need to craft up another netherite hoe because I can't find mine. There we go. And toss it on the anvil because Slol wants to be a hoe. And I'm sure your parents are very proud of you for that. So there you go. Now it's officially time to reveal our beautiful nether hub. By that I mean our nether donut. So we'll start it off with the soul sand and the basalt side, which is honestly, it's not much different from the last time you saw it. However, the other side, it's beautiful. Hold on, give me a second. Let me get around to it. The other side, now look at this thing. Look at the trees. We got all the foliage and stuff like that. The donut goes all the way across. We got nether waste in the middle. We got a skeleton on top. That's about to get cheeks clamped. That's right, nerd. Something about the minimal aesthetic, the donut-y shape that always works for me. Just it being rounded and big. It's just always my favorite. And of course you got like the vines hanging off and then the vines growing on top. It's such a vibe, something about it. The only thing that I might change, because it is a little bit of an inconvenience, is that, yeah, the portal on the inside. Like I can just go through one of these, I'm pretty sure, right? And then this should just take me into the overworld totally fine. Maybe not. Oh, this was my speedrun portal that we did on episode 1. Yeah, no, this ain't it. So that one's goofed, but what about this one? Because now what I'm probably gonna do is just lower this portal down to the ground level. Oh, that one takes me home. Okay, so it's just the crimson warped one that's messed up and that's it. Ah, pish posh. That ain't nothing. Regardless though, if you guys want to join the kingdom, comment down below anything that you guys want to be in the kingdom. That's it for this video, guys. Hit subscribe, join the PaulGG army, and I will see you guys in the next one.